school open tomorrow. And a very good morning as we join again in another session of Growing Up with Values with Aunty Drups. And it's a beautiful morning outside there, beautiful Sunday morning. I hope you all have been well and you have been good for the last couple of days since we last met. And you have been good and respectful children. You have been cooperating with your parents, your grandparents, and all of those around you. You have been good children, and I am so very proud of you. And now, before anything else, let's get in the mood for our session today. As we sit quietly on the ground, we sit quietly on the ground, we cross our legs, and we close our eyes as we go into an imaginary walk on this beautiful Sunday morning. Okay, I'm waiting for you all to close your eyes and sit comfortably. Right, some of you are still walking around. Okay, now, right, so we are all seated and we have our eyes closed as we take an imaginary walk through a park that is filled with trees and grass and picnic tables, and the atmosphere is a very, very beautiful atmosphere. We are one with nature. We have nature trails, we can walk about, we can see lovely things, see the birds, the butterflies, all these little insects on the ground which we avoid walking into, and it's a beautiful time. We close our eyes and we imagine. We imagine we are in this beautiful atmosphere. We are taking in all the sounds. We are taking in all the sights as we take this imaginary walk. And we are feeling at peace within ourselves. and we repeat the word to ourselves. Be honest in thought, words, and deeds. Be honest in thought, words, and deeds. And we think about these words, what do they mean to us? Be honest in thought, words, and deeds. And we ponder upon these words. We think what they can mean to us as we gently open our eyes. Okay, we can open our eyes. And how do you feel? Did you enjoy that little walk? I'm sure you did. Once you are around in an open area with lovely trees and plants, and you are one with nature, you will feel very, very much at peace. And there the birds are chirping and everything is so beautiful. And that is the setting that we are going to use for today's story. And today's story takes place in a place called Arima. And Arima has a site called Cleaver Woods. I don't know how many of you all know the place that is Cleaver Woods, but this is a very beautiful place. Right. Ravina, do you know where Cleaver Woods is? And Rajiv, have your mommy and daddy ever taken you there? Right. It's a place in Arima, and it is something like this. It is something like this. You have lots of trees. And of course, it is a beautiful day. The sun is shining in the sky. There are lots of trees and flowers, and there's a nature trail, and you have trees and birds and all on the side there. And we have 3 friends who are taking a walk in the park there. And their names are Joanne, Sarah, and Tara. Joanne, Tara, and Sarah are in the park on this beautiful day. And you know, as friends, you usually play pranks on one another. And on this beautiful day in this Cleaver Woods, in this park, Sarah and Joanne hid from Tara. And Tara was left alone. You know, sometimes you stray about the place and you get lost. And those two, Joanne and Sarah, went and hid behind some trees. And Tara was there shouting, Sarah, Sarah, Joanne, where are you? Where are you? And of course they were giggling and they were hiding, and they didn't let her see them. And of course she became a little bit scared because she couldn't see them at all. And she did call once, twice, and there was no Joanne and Sarah. So Tara became very, very afraid. And she said, where can they be? And she shouted and she shouted. And she shouted, Sarah, Joanne, Sarah, and there was nobody there. But as she was looking for them, under one of the trees, she saw this item here. It was a red bag. And she took up the bag, and she didn't know what to do with it. She looked all around. She looked around, and she said, who is the owner of this bag? I don't see anybody around. It's so very quiet. But she's still calling Sarah and Joanne. And immediately, as she took up the bag and she was about to open it, Sarah and Joanne appeared. So they both asked, what is that you have in your hand? And she said, I don't know. I was just about to open it. And I saw you all, and I'm so happy to see you all. Where were you? She said, they said, we were just playing a prank on you. We were just behind that tree across there. And they said, what to do with this bag? Let us see what is in the contents of this bag. And they opened the top of the bag. And inside the bag were lovely toys. They had dolls and trucks and rattles and all sorts of beautiful toys. So they said, wow, some child or children must be crying for these toys. What should we do with them? One of them, Joanne said, well, we should look around and see if there's someone looking for the bag. Sarah said, we should take it to the police. Tara said, if nobody claims this bag, these toys are very, very nice toys. Maybe we could share them. So they all 3 were thinking, what should we do with this bag? Because one wanted to keep it, one wanted to go to the police, one wanted to look for the owner, and they were all in a quandary, and they were all puzzled as to what should we do with this bag. And then they saw a gentleman and two children walking towards them, and their faces looked very hurt and disappointed and sad. And the three girls looked at the gentleman and the two little children walking towards them, and the gentleman said, "Oh my gosh." But before they met them, the red bag which they had, they decided that they had the toys in the bag, and they just take it and put it in their picnic basket. They had a picnic basket with them. So nobody could see the red bag that was already put into the picnic basket. Probably they were going to take it to the police, or they would look for the owner, or whatever it is that they were going to do with it. But then the man came up, and the man said, "We are looking for a bag. It's full of toys." And they asked him. He said, "First of all, my name is Mr. Jim." And he introduced himself, and he said, "These are my two little children. I had their toys in a bag, and I don't know where I left them." But the girls knew that they found the bag somewhere, and there was nobody around to claim it. So they were right in taking it up and finding the owner. But Mr. Jim was very, very, very upset that he did not have the children's bag. Apparently, he took the children to the car that was parked outside on the road to get something to eat, and they forgot the bag with the toys, and they came back to look for it. And when they went to the spot that they had left it, it was not there. So he said, "I lost this bag." And the girls asked him, "Can you describe the bag and what you have in the bag?" And when he described the color of the bag, it was a red bag, and it had toys, it had trucks, and it had dolls, and it had all sorts of things, toy dogs and teddy bears and things like that. And the three girls realized that that was his bag, and they would gladly hand it over. So when they opened their picnic basket and they showed it to him, he said, "Oh my, that is the bag." And the two children were very excited to get back the toys. And the girls were very excited and happy to return what they had found. So the gentleman was very, very, very grateful for finding the bag. And he said, the children suggested to the father, "Let us give them something from the bag, Dad." And they did. They gave them some, each one they got a toy for themselves, and they were very happy with that. They didn't even want to accept it, but the children insisted that they have something. So it worked well on both sides. The little children got back their toys. The father was able to get back the toys for the children. And the three girls were very, very happy that they could return the favor of giving them back their toys. So I think it all went down very well. And I hope you all have been listening, because I'm going to ask you some questions. And I am sure my bright students out there could answer these questions for me. All right. Now, where did this scene take place? Devan? Devan is from Brampton, Canada. Devan, can you answer this one? Where does the scene take place? Okay, right. It's a place called Arima. I'm not sure that you're familiar with Arima, but it takes place in Arima. What kind of day was it, Sakshi? Right, a hot, sunny day. Now, name some of the things in the park, Arna. Yes, there were trees. Birds, the sun was shining. Right, it's a beautiful park. Now, how many friends were in the park at that time? Juhi. How many girls were there in the park playing? Yes, 3 girls. Can anybody remember their names? Sharvi, can you remember the names? Right, Joanne, Tara, and Sarah. Right. Now, among the things in the park, there were bike trails. Nishesh, I'm sure you're familiar with that. We have planted a lot of bike trails in Cleaver Woods in Arima. Now, how did the girls get separated? Arna. Yes, Arna, the 2 of the girls hid from the 3rd friend. Right. How would you feel if your friend left you in the park alone? You would all feel frightened and scared. Okay, Viresh. Now, what did Tara find when she was looking for her friends? Tara was the one who was left alone, and she was looking for her friends. What did she find, Viresh? Right. She found a red bag. Sarvesh, what was there in the bag? A lot of toys. Right. Now, how many of you all would have think that you would keep that bag immediately? What thoughts were in your head if you were to find a bag like that? Oh, some of you might you name some of the toys that you thought would have been in that bag. So, I'm sure you all have a lot of those toys at home, right? Good. Now, no, each one of them had some different ideas about what to do with the bag. Can you give me some of the suggestions that they had when they opened the bag and they saw the toys? Sanjaya? Right, one of them thought that they would take it to the police. Vivek, next one. What did the next one think? That they would look around for the owner. Good. Praveen? Right. If they didn't find the owner, they would probably keep the toys. Okay? Right. So, we all have different suggestions from each one of the girls. One wanted to take it to the police. One wanted to look around for the owner still. And one thought that if nobody came to claim it, they could have it. I think when you go to the police station and nobody claims it, you could have it. So first of all, you would need to find who is the owner. Now, what did they do with the bag? Where did they put it? Nishesh, where did they put it? Right. They put it in their picnic basket so that no one saw that they had it in this picnic basket. Now, who approached them? Right. A gentleman and his children. Sanjeev, who approached them? Right. A gentleman. And how were they looking? They were looking very, very sad because they had just lost their toys. Right? How would you feel if you had lost all your toys? Not all your toys, some of your toys. Right. Toys are very precious to children, and if they lose only one toy, you feel it, right? So you think something is very, very bad when I lose my toy. So when both children lost some of their toys, they were very, very sad. Now, what did they realize when they saw the children? What did the girls realize? After the gentleman, Mr. Jim, described what he had lost, what did the girls realize? Shiv, what did the girls realize? Right, that this bag belonged to this gentleman and these children. Now, how were the two children feeling after they saw their red bag? Yes, they were feeling extremely happy. How would you feel if you have something returned to you? Think about it. If you lost something, sometimes mommy and daddy cannot find something that belonged to you. And you hunt all over the house and you eventually find it. And how do you feel? Right, and if you don't find it, how do you feel as well? Yes, you feel something is missing. You've got to find it. Right, how did the three friends feel after returning the toys? They felt very, very good because they were, what was the word? They are very honest. They returned the toys. Now, how did you feel when the toys were returned? How did each one of you all feel? Sarvesh, how did you feel? Arya, how did you feel? Good. You all felt good that the children got back their toys. And if you were in that situation, how would you feel? Of course, you'll feel very, very happy. And what did you learn from this story? Right, you learn you must be honest in thoughts, words, and deeds. So those three girls were honest right through in thought, words, and deeds. They were thinking that they should return it to their owners. They were saying that they should return it to their owners or go to the police or whatever else, and they did what they had to do. So they were honest in thought, words, and deeds. And that is how we must be all the time. Be honest in thought, words, and deeds. Okay, so now we have a song here we'll share. Sakshi, I would really like to hear you sing it loud. I know you know it, so and you are enjoying the song. So Saksh, just I found something, whose is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, give it back. Okay, let me hear you all singing loud and clear. I'll sing it once and then we sing it afterwards. Okay. What do I do? Let us find the owner, give it back, I found something, whose is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, give it back, Okay? Let us do it by ourselves now. Are we ready? Sakshi, loud and clear. Sharvi, Nishesh, I want to hear your voices. Sanjeev, Viresh, Charna. I found something, whose is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, give it back, Okay, let's do it again. I found something, whose is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, give it back, All right, I would like to hear you all sing it now without me. 2, 3. I found something, Louder. Whose is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, give it back, Very good. So, there's also some words I would like you to remember. Honesty is the best policy. Okay, read those words. Honesty is the best policy. In life, whenever we have a situation, we must always be honest. Do not tell little untruths. Do not tell lies. Always tell the truth, because sometimes it will come back to haunt you. If you tell something that is not true, it is going to come back to haunt you. You have to remember, what did I say last time? Was it the truth? Was it a lie? So you must be honest in all your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. Honesty is always the best policy. And now I'm going to share some words with you, and listen carefully. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, right? Sometimes your friends will be misleading you and telling you to do something that is not honest. For example, if you find something in the schoolyard, as the children usually do, you find lots of things in the schoolyards and you don't know what to do with it. You go straight to a teacher or the principal if you get some money and you return it. So some of your friends might say, why don't you go and spend the money at the cafeteria? Buy something for me and buy something for you. But that is not correct. Honesty is always the best policy. So being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it will get you the right ones. Right? Do you understand what we mean by that? You might not get a lot of friends if you are being honest, because some people would like you to be dishonest and take what does not belong to you. But if your friend is the correct friend, They will tell you and lead you to do what is right and what is honest. So you will get the right kinds of friends by they being honest with you and have you being an honest person. What are the right friends? Okay, you ask yourself, what are the right friends? Who can I choose as my friends? Now, your right friends would lead you on the right path. And what is that path? Doing what is good and proper and honest. They would lead you onto the right habits. Okay? Sometimes you are going to do something. You might go to use the washroom and not wash your hands. Your friends will say, hey, remember to go and wash your hands. Right? Things like that. They will lead you on the right path. They will lead you with the right kind of behavior. Now, sometimes in class you have a teacher. The teacher is teaching in front of the class, and you have some wicked children who would be talking and disturbing the class. You, if you are the right person, will tell your friends, shh, Mrs. talking, Mrs. writing on the board, let us write what we have to write. Or some children are extremely wicked. I don't think this will happen in your schools or your classes. But children make little paper balls and throw it behind the teacher and throw it behind the board and all sorts of things. And you should be strong enough to say, don't do that. It's not right. Right? So people who would encourage you to do things that are wrong are not your friends. And you would ultimately get into trouble. And when you get into trouble, they are going to back out. They're going to say it was your fault and not their fault. So be careful of the friends you choose with their behavior. Also with the right thinking, right? Friends who, with their thinking, would lead you on the straight and correct path are the right friends. The ones who would say, oh gosh, man, Miss not watching, we could do something wrong, or Miss not watching, we could walk out of the classroom, or something like that. But friends sometimes mislead. And you have to be strong enough to know what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And with the right speech, right? I'm sure some of you have friends who utter words that are not very nice and correct. You must be strong enough to say, don't say those things. Don't utter those words. God is always hearing us. God is seeing what we'll be doing. And God is always our witness. So I'm going to read this again to you. Being honest may not get you a lot of friends, but it will get you the right ones. Who are the right friends for you? Those who lead you on the right path, those who lead you on with right habits, those who will lead you on with right behavior, those who would lead you on with right thinking, and those who would lead you on with right speech. So this is what you need to do with your life. You are to be honest at all times in thought, words, and deeds. Whatever the consequences, you know that you are being an honest person. Sometimes you might speak the truth to mommy and daddy or miss, and you might get in trouble, but that will just be for a while. At least you have a clear conscience. And do you know what we mean by having a clear conscience? That when you go to sleep in the night, you don't have to think, oh my gosh, I told mommy a lie. Why did I do that? Right? You must always be upfront in what you do. You must never let your parents not trust you. You must always be frank and open with your parents. Talk to them, hear their reaction, but always be honest with parents first of all. Because, you know, sometimes you might tell a little lie and your parents immediately know what happens, right? So, parents know their children. Parents know when you're speaking the truth and when you're trying to get out of a little trouble with a little white lie. But you need to always speak the truth. All right, tomorrow I think people who are doing C will be going on back to school, and we wish you all the luck. Now, you know your purpose is to study hard for the next few weeks until the exams in August. So you know you must practice all of these things: right behavior, right habits, right thinking, right speech. You are in charge of your own destiny. You must be honest to yourself. You must know that I have done my best and the rest is left to God. You must know that for yourself. But God, you do what is your best and God will do the rest. Right? You do your best, God will do the rest. But you have to be able to tell yourself at the end of the day that I have done my best. Okay, and I would like to wish a lovely little child, Tia Agarwal of Brampton, Canada, happy birthday. She celebrated her birthday a few days ago, and these greetings are come to you from your mom and your dad, Sandeep and Kiran, and of course your loving Devan and Juhi. Happy birthday, Tia. And now we'll just sing the song one more time before we close off. Everyone, I want to hear your voices loud and clear. I found something, I found something. What is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, let us find the owner. Give it back, give it back. I found something, I found something. What is it? What do I do? Let us find the owner, let us find the owner. Give it back, give it back. And now until next week, when we meet again, take care, be very kind, respectful, loving to your parents and those around you. And until we meet again next week Sunday, same time, have a good week. Aunty Drups signing off and saying bye. Love you guys very much.